Hello everybody, I'm Rick McAllister. So I've received this question a lot from clients lately. Rick, I'm a little nervous about the market and I've seen these ads for a 5% CD. Is that something that I should go put my money in? And it's a great question because these are rates that we haven't seen for years, if not decades. So let me tell you how I think about it. First, banks are a good place for certain types of money. For example, an emergency fund. Everybody should have 3 to 6 months worth of money set aside for any emergency that might happen. Second, if you have any special expenses coming up over the next 3 years or so, that money should be kept safe and in a bank as well. So for example, if you're saving for a remodel that you're going to do in the next year or two, and you've accumulated a little bit of money, that money might be good in a high yield CD for a year or two, or maybe a high yield money market. The bottom line is you want to keep that money safe. I mean FDIC insured safe. But you don't want to earn zero on it. So you need to look around and get the highest rate you can. The big banks tend to take advantage of us and pay us almost nothing, like 0%. Get that money somewhere where you're earning a higher yield, like a CD or a high yield money market account. But what if it's longer term money? Money that you don't expect to need within the next few years? Well, the problem with banks is that they traditionally, or historically I should say, don't do a very good job of keeping up with taxes and inflation. So let's give you an example. Let's say that you found a CD that was paying 5%. Great rate. First, we have to take into account taxes. Most folks' tax rates are north of 30%. So let's say we take a 30% tax rate. If you earn 5% on your CD, 30% of that interest goes to Uncle Sam in taxes, and your after-tax yield is only 3.5%. But then we have to account for inflation. So if inflation is 5%, when you add that in, your net yield, your net real return yield is a negative 1.42%. It's a little bit of an odd number because of some compounding that you have to take into account, but you literally lose purchasing power every year on that CD. And that's why bank accounts and CDs are not a good place for long-term money. You can't accumulate wealth if you're losing purchasing power every single year. What you need to do is look at investing that money, and the goal is to grow that money above and beyond the rate of taxes and inflation, because that's what helps you build your wealth so that you have more money to spend over time. It might be for your own expenses, but maybe it's to leave a legacy to your family or to charity or to protect your pension from inflation. Whatever it is that's important to you, if we can beat taxes and inflation, we can build your wealth to help you accomplish those goals. Now, how we invest it is for a different video. So here's what you need to do now. Number one, make sure you have that emergency fund of 3 to 6 months worth of expenses built up. If you don't, that should be your first goal. Number two is take that money and take the money that you've accumulated that you might use for special expenses over the next 3 years and go find a higher rate for that. Keep it safe in the bank, but don't let it earn 0%. Last, look to see if you have more money in the bank than you should. If you have more than that emergency fund and those 3-ish years of expenses, then you need to look at investing it. So if you do have more than that, or you're just not sure, then give us a call. We'll help you figure out what the right thing is to do for you. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.